harder, but again, the way you win basketball games at every level in this country. Team defense. Team defense, as evidenced by the recent Celtics-Lakers series, is the way both teams made their money. Team defense is determined by, basically in my mind, one thing. The players who are guarding away from the ball, how much and how well they will bend their knees and see. That's what you look for. As I will tell the kids later on, I always know a defense is playing well as I look at the three defensive players farthest away from the ball on the floor. Let's face it, a kid who's guarding the ball, all right, hand here, knows that that player is a threat. After all, he or she has the ball. So that defensive player is probably going to be concerned and maybe pay attention. The problem is when the player with the ball I'm guarding passes it to one of his or her teammates. Now I am, of course, guarding someone without the ball. The egocentric mind of this preteen or teenager says, okay, he or she no longer has the ball. The teammate does. I am no longer guarding a threat. After all, he doesn't have the ball. Why should I worry? And if the ball is 2 passes away on the other side of the court, hey, this is great time. By the time that ball ever gets over here, maybe I can pay attention again. At the middle school level, a player on defense can get away with that kind of thinking because the offenses aren't sophisticated and the ball doesn't move quickly enough and they don't take advantage because of the nature of the players and the coaches of weak side action, weak side being the other side of the ball. With that said, if you can get those three farthest away players with their knees bent and seeing both the man they're guarding or woman and the ball, then you've got something. Because what happens is by the time, if they choose to play in high school, when the offenses get a little more sophisticated, scouting gets more sophisticated, and the kids, of course, get bigger, stronger, faster, quicker, then the weak side away from the ball becomes more important offensively, what they're doing over there. If your defenders do not know how to defend on the weak side, or they just don't care, which is one of the problems, then you've got a high school coach who's going to be in for a lot of tough challenges, which is why so many high school coaches play zone. Because they don't have kids who are any sort of skilled in man-to-man principles, either individual or team. So as you will see in a few minutes with the children out here, the 7th and 8th graders, they will be playing offense and they'll be playing defense, and you will be watching the kids. Some of them will be hot and tired, and some of them will bend their knees more than others. But the key is coaching team defense is those three farthest away kids from the ball, defending. Can they bend their knees and see the ball and the person they're guarding? Just being in this position with bent is a great, great incentive for you as a coach to congratulate them. I know of coaches for years who have actually given points. They play scrimmages in practice. They will give points for off-the-ball defense stance. Johnny, great stance. 1 point for the black team. Great stance. That's not a bad incentive for kids to play off-the-ball defense. Biggest thing. On the ball, can we keep the ball away from the basket, keep it in front? Off the ball, can those players away from the ball understand that even though the player they're guarding doesn't have it, that they are just as important? Not only guarding those guys, but to help out people that might get beaten.